Okay, let's get into your reading, Virgo. Get prepared. And I mean that literally, not as an opener, not as a phrase to get your attention. Get prepared because what came through in these cards is specific enough that I need you ready before it arrives. Because this weekend, the silence is ending. The no contact, however long it's been, however heavy it's been, however many times you've looked at your phone and felt the absence of them, is ending. This weekend, and not with a casual reach out, not with a hey or a thinking of you or something vague enough to give them an exit if you don't respond the way they hope. With a date, an actual, real, I want to see you in person date. And I sat down with the energy of the person watching this, and what came through before I turned a single card was the specific pressure of something that has been building and building and building on their side, in their interior, through every day of the silence, and has finally reached the point where it cannot stay in anymore. Drop a comment right now and say, I claim this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Okay, let's go all the way in. Okay, first oracle card. The no contact ending this weekend is not impulsive. It is the conclusion of a decision they have been building toward. And your guides led with this because the why this weekend matters. Because the silence ending this weekend is not a sudden feeling. It is not an impulsive grab for the phone. It is the conclusion of something that has been building in this person for the entire duration of the no contact. Because silence does not produce neutrality. Silence produces clarity. And the clarity this person has been developing through every day they didn't reach out has been building toward one conclusion, that what they want is you, not an idea of you, not a comfortable, familiar you, the actual you. And the wanting has gotten loud enough that the silence is no longer possible to maintain. And this weekend is when the conclusion finds its voice. Okay, second oracle card. The date they want to take you on is already planned in their mind. It has specific details in it. And your guides are showing me something specific about the date itself, because this person has not just decided to reach out. They have thought about the date already. In the quiet of the no contact, they have imagined it. Where, when, what it would feel like to sit across from you again, what they would say, what they hope you would say back, and the specific quality of a date that has been imagined in detail before it has been asked for is the date of someone who is serious, not testing the waters, not seeing if you're still available, serious about you, about what they want this to become. Okay, third oracle card. What changed during the no contact? What they understand now that they didn't before it began. And your guides are showing me what the silence produced in them. Because people enter no contact thinking they need distance. And what distance actually produces is the opposite of what they expected. Instead of the feelings fading, the feelings clarified. Instead of moving on becoming easier, the specific awareness of you became louder, not quieter. And what they understand now, that they didn't understand going in, is the specific value of what you are, which is only fully visible from the position of not having it. And they have been in that position. And they have been understanding. And what they understand is what's bringing them back. This weekend. Okay, fourth oracle card. The reaching out is going to feel different from anything that came before. There's a courage in it that wasn't there previously, and your guides want to prepare you for the quality of the reaching out because it's going to feel different. Not the tentative, keeping an exit open, reaching out. Not the casual, if you're interested, reaching out. There's a courage in what's coming that wasn't available before the no contact. And the courage came from the silence, from the clarity the silence produced, from arriving at a conclusion that felt real enough to risk the vulnerability of saying it. And what they're risking is not small for them. And your guides want you to receive the courage for what it is. The most honest thing this person has offered you. Okay, fifth oracle card. Your guides are naming the fear before it arrives, not the fear they won't reach out, the other fear. And this oracle card is the one I most need you to hear. Because there's a fear that comes when someone you've been missing ends the silence. And it's not the fear most people expect. It's not the will they actually reach out fear. It's the other one. The fear of what happens if they do. The fear of hoping again after the hope went quiet. The fear of opening after the closing costs something. And your guides are naming it now before it arrives. Because named fears don't make your decisions for you. And the reaching out deserves to be received from the open version of you, not the protected version, not the I'll believe it when it lasts version, the open one, the one who knows that the courage it took to end the silence deserves to be met with the courage to receive it. Okay, sixth oracle card. The date is not just a date. It is the beginning of the conversation that the no contact interrupted. And your guides want you to understand what the date actually is. Because on the surface, it is a date. And underneath, it is the resuming of something that was interrupted. Not ended, interrupted. And the conversation that was interrupted has more left in it than what was said before the silence. And the date is the space where the more gets said, and the more is what both of you have been carrying through the entire duration of the no contact. And carrying things for someone is what people do when they're not ready to let them go. And neither of you was ready. And this weekend is where the carrying becomes the conversation. The Hermit reversed, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, the Four of Wands, the Sun, 8 cards, and they tell the complete story of this weekend and what it opens. The Hermit reversed first, and the Hermit reversed is the most specific card in the deck for no contact ending, because the Hermit is the withdrawal, the going inward, the cave, the silence, and reversed, the cave door opening, the withdrawal ending, the person who has been sitting in the Hermit's private interior with everything they feel finally ready to bring it into the shared space between you. And the Hermit reversed doesn't happen gradually. The cave door opens and the light comes in. And the person inside comes out, and the coming out is this weekend. And the light they're coming toward is you and the Lovers. And the Lovers being in the spread after the Hermit reversed is the sequence the cards show when a no contact ends for the right reason, not for convenience, not because they were lonely. Because the Lover's recognition, this is the person knowing, became undeniable during the silence. In the Lover's recognition, is the specific quality that the no contact could not override. And they tried, and the trying failed, because lovers' level recognition does not respond to attempts to override it. It just stays, and it stayed, and it's what's ending the silence this weekend. And the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is the fresh emotional beginning that the date opens. Not a continuation of what was before. A beginning. Fresh. The specific quality of something starting from a cleaner place than it started before. Because both people know more now, and what they know changed the ground the connection stands on. And the Ace of Cups beginning on new ground is a completely different thing from the Ace of Cups beginning on the old one. And the date is the new ground being broken. And the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is where this is heading. The both people in it, mutual, fully expressed, neither of them holding back version of what this connection actually is. And the Two of Cups appearing in a weekend date reading means the date is not just a date. It's the first step of the Two of Cups becoming real. And the Two of Cups real is what the no contact was clearing the path toward, even when neither of you fully understood that that was what was happening. And the Wheel of Fortune. And the wheel is the mechanism of this weekend, because the timing of the no contact ending this weekend is not accidental. The wheel has been turning through the entire silence, moving both of you toward the position where the reaching out is not just possible, but inevitable, and the position is reached. And the wheel is clicking this weekend into the Hermit reversed, Lovers recognized, Ace of Cups beginning, Two of Cups heading position, and all of it clicking at the same time is why your guide said, get prepared. And the star is the hope that burned through the entire no contact on both sides. And the star is the confirmation that the hope was never wrong, that the quiet feeling underneath the silence that said this isn't finished was not wishful thinking. It was accuracy. And the star being here is the universe confirming that every quiet hope you carried through the duration of the silence was always pointing at something real. And the real thing is this weekend and the date. And what the date begins. And the Four of Wands at the end of this spread is the most hopeful card I can show you in a no contact ending reading, because the Four of Wands is the milestone, the real, visible, celebrated milestone that this connection is building toward. And the Four of Wands being here means the date is not a dead end, it's a beginning. And the beginning has a destination, and the destination is something real and lasting and worth every day of the silence that came before it. And the sun is the feeling of this weekend from the inside. And I want you to have this feeling before it arrives, because the sun is warm, uncomplicated. The specific quality of something that was heavy becoming light, of something that was silent becoming a voice, of something that was absence becoming presence. And the sun after the Hermit reversed is the most specific sequence the cards can show for the feeling of the silence ending. The cave door opens and the sun comes in. Okay, tea leaf cards, 7 of them. First tea leaf card. What they've been doing in the silence And the specific moment they made the decision to reach out, and there was a moment, specific and real, where the decision flipped from not yet to this weekend, and your guides are showing me what produced that moment. Something ordinary, a thought that arrived when their mind wasn't occupied, something that reminded them of you in a moment they weren't bracing for. And the reminder hit differently than all the other times it had hit, because the clarity of the no contact had been doing its work. And the work was done, and the moment the work finished, the decision was made. Next tea leaf card, how the reach out arrives, what form it takes and the quality of it when it lands. And the reaching out has a specific form, and your guides are showing me the quality of it. Not perfectly polished, not carefully crafted to give nothing away. Real. The specific rawness of something that has been held long enough that when it finally comes out, the polish isn't available. Only the truth. And the truth of it is what's going to land in you when it arrives. Before you finished reading it, before you've had time to think, something in you is going to recognize the specific weight of something that is genuine. And genuine is not something you can fake. Next tea leaf card, your response and what your guides need it to come from. And your guides have specific guidance for how you receive this, because the instinct after a no contact is to protect, to be careful, to not show too much too quickly, to make them work for the response. Because the silence cost you something, and the cost deserves to be acknowledged. And your guides understand that. And they're still saying, let the response come from the honest place, not the protected place. Not the this is what I should say place, the honest place. Because the courage it took them to end the silence is asking for the courage of an honest response. And honest responses are how the Two of Cups actually becomes real. Next tea leaf card, the date itself, the specific feeling of being in the same space again, and your guides want to give you the feeling of the date before it happens, because there's a specific quality to the first time you're in the same space after a no contact, a heightened awareness, the specific noticing of everything that was absent during the silence suddenly being present again, how they look, how they sound, the specific ease or the specific charged quality of two people who have been in each other's thoughts, finally being in each other's presence. And the date is going to have that quality. And your guides want you present for it, fully present, not in your head, not managing it, in it. Because the date is going to produce something that only happens when both people are actually there. Next tea leaf card. What gets said on the date that changes things? The conversation that was always supposed to happen. And there is a conversation coming on the date. Not at the beginning, in the middle of it. When something shifts and the surface conversation gives way to the real one. And the real one contains the things that the no contact produced. The clarity, the understanding, the specific things that both of you know now that you didn't know before the silence, and the conversation that happens in the middle of the date is going to be the most significant conversation. The two of you have ever had, because it's coming from a cleaner place than any conversation that came before it. Next tea leaf card. What the no contact was actually for, why it had to happen before the date could, and your guides are showing me the purpose of the silence, because the no contact looks like a gap from the outside, like time that was lost rather than used. And from the inside of it, the purpose is clear. The no contact was the preparation for both of you. It produced the clarity that the connection needed before it could become what it was always heading toward. And the date that the no contact ends with is a different date than it would have been without the silence. Built on clearer ground, with both people knowing more than they knew going in. And what they know now is what the date is built on. And the last tea leaf card, you after the date and what the weekend produces that lasts beyond it. And your guides ended here because this is where the reading is heading. You after the date, after the silence ends and the reaching out lands and the conversation happens and the date produces what the date was always going to produce. And the feeling after is not the anxious, what does this mean feeling? It's the settled one, the specific settled quality of someone who was in the right place with the right person, having the right conversation at the right time. And the settling is what this weekend produces. And the settling is what the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands and the Sun are all built from. Okay, final messages from your guides. And I'm giving you just one. Be prepared, open, and present for every moment of this weekend. Be prepared. That's the instruction. One instruction, not a list, not a protocol. Be prepared for the reach out that comes from a direction you stopped bracing for the courage in the way it's said, for the date that is already planned in their mind, for the conversation in the middle of the date that shifts everything, and be open when it arrives. Not guarded, not protected, not making them earn what they're already bringing. Open, because the Hermit reversed is already happening. The cave door is already opening, and the person on the other side of it is coming toward you with the most honest version of what they have to offer. And that version deserves to be met by the most honest version of you. And that version is ready. And this weekend is here. Okay, to bring this home, get prepared. Someone is ending no contact this weekend, and they want to take you on a date. And the cards showed us everything. Your guides told us the no contact ending this weekend is not impulsive. It is the conclusion of a decision they've been building toward through every day of the silence. That the date they want to take you on is already planned in their mind with specific details in it. That what changed during the no contact is the specific value of you becoming fully visible from the position of not having you. That the reaching out is going to feel different. There's a courage in it that wasn't available before the silence. That your guides are naming the fear of opening again before it arrives, because named fears don't make your decisions for you. That the date is not just a date, it's the resuming of the conversation the no contact interrupted. The Hermit reversed confirmed the cave door opening, the withdrawal ending this weekend. The Lovers confirmed the recognition that the silence couldn't override. The Ace of Cups showed the fresh beginning the date opens, on cleaner ground than before. The Two of Cups showed where this is heading, both people in it fully. The Wheel of Fortune confirmed the timing is arranged. This weekend is the click. The star confirmed the hope that burned through the silence on both sides was always accurate. The Four of Wands showed the milestone this is building toward, real, lasting, and worth every day of the silence. And the Sun showed the feeling of the silence ending. The cave door opens and the warmth comes in. And the tea leaf cards showed the specific moment they made the decision to reach out. How the reaching out arrives and the rawness and truth of it. Your response needing to come from the honest place, not the protected one. The feeling of being in the same space again after the silence. The conversation in the middle of the date that shifts everything, what the no contact was actually for and why it had to happen before the date could, and you after the date settled and certain in what the weekend produced. One instruction: be prepared, be open, be present for every moment of this weekend, because the Hermit reversed is already happening, and the person on the other side of the cave door is already coming toward you. And this weekend is where the silence becomes something worth everything it cost. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say, I claim this, and the silence is ending this weekend, and I am open to receive it, and I show up for the date fully present, because every word of that is true. Save this, share it today. And come back this weekend and tell me when the reach out arrived. Tell me what it felt like when the silence ended. I want to know. If this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.